Hey everybody, Midnight's Edge After Dark. I'm, of course, your narrator speaker, Mr. Robert Lutchlomo. With me, as always, Mr. Tom Connors.
Yeah, TGIF.
TGIF, that's right. And with this, as always,
had to be ready for it, right?
Yeah, you got it off guard, I think. I'm still getting dressed, Rob.
Miss Random Monkey herself.
That's me. That's my Twitter handle right there. Go follow me on Twitter.
Yeah. Our favorite dominatrix.
Hey, that's a different level of reward here.
I thought we agreed we weren't going to show that on air.
Oh, damn it!
Wait.
Award-winning chef, the dominatrix, the Ninja Warrior Viking Harpy, your favorite YouTube harpy, Miss Mecca Random.
Oh Lord! I think my intro gets longer every time.
It does. Well, you have a new title. You have a new title every time.
I do.
You're like John Mellencamp back in the 80s. He had a new name every album.
Right?
John Cougar Mellencamp Finkelstein.
The third.
Okay, everybody. What? Oh, we have Peter Parker's in the chat. Is it just a guy named Peter Parker? I don't know. It's just a guy named Peter Parker.
I wonder if he's Spider-Man.
Give away his secret.
His cover's
Orville Nation's here. Hey, guys.
Hey, Orville Nation. Good seeing you.
We got some of our regulars here, like Robert Pearson and Black Phoenix, and Jax, Captain Robert April. How you doing? Wandering Lisa, Christian Garcia,
Max Mercer,
Tekkaman Blade. Welcome, everybody. How are you doing? Oh, Mecha Random's in the chat. How about that?
I am.
You're everywhere.
Wait,
you want
if he's in the chat, who's that talking to us?
I don't know. Maybe it's a clone. Slithering Peanut, how you doing? Eat Don. I don't know if I know who that is.
I'm Bender.
I've seen Eat Don.
Have you? Okay.
All right. No, unfortunately, Andre's not here, Mr. Peter Parker.
We wish.
You're locked on me.
But I think the plan is tomorrow for another one of those mega streams, maybe. So stay tuned for some news on that potentially.
Make sure that's what my urologist says I need.
Kevin Jones is here. Yeah. Max Mercer, Mr. Wolverine 007. Hey, Matthew. How you doing? So yeah, we've got a slew of D23 news to get through. A little bit of Spidey talk, a little bit more than that. Maybe not. I don't know. Oh, I'm locked on you. Sorry about that, Mecca.
That's what
happens when I'm not paying attention. Let's start with the Star Wars news since there's not so much of it. See if you can dig up that article from a couple days ago that got buried in the Spider-Man news. John Favreau was giving out a little info on the Mandalorian. They shared a poster today at D23. Favreau said that we will not see Boba Fett in the show. I believe they talked a little bit about the fact they're already working on season 2. I think they announced some more people that are going to be working on it. I can't remember. There's some big name director who's working on season 2. I can't remember.
From the Hollywood Reporter, is that the one we're thinking of?
Maybe. I think everybody did it.
Well, yeah, everybody has a version of this story.
Yeah.
John Favreau, I'll share with you in the chat. But anyway, this a lot of news is dropped. This is why they were holding out at Comic-Con, really. John Favreau unveils Star Wars series The Mandalorian, Marvel plans in a new venture. With The Lion King, Spider-Man Far From Home, Netflix's Chef Show, and now Disney Plus series about to drop at the trailer D23. The Swinger star turned $1 billion filmmaker chats about his next endeavor and how he plans to bridge storytelling. This is more about John Favreau.
Yeah, I don't know if there was really anything decent in there about it, but yeah, just pointing out that
from 4 hours ago, superhero hype goes with the Boba Fett will not be in the Mandalorian.
Yeah, you can
Star Wars fans. Yeah, Star Wars fans. It looks like you're using ad blockers. Shut up! Stop telling me to disable my ad blocker. I'll use ad blocker if I want to. Damn it. Star Wars fans
you
are
deserve the money.
Star Wars fans are awaiting the Mandalorian's first trailer, D23. But before the event, series creator Jon Favreau definitely addressed whether Boba Fett would appear in the series. When asked if the franchise's most popular bounty hunter would be in the show, Favreau told Comic Book Resources, who is terrible, Boba Fett is not. They are all new, original characters. Regardless of his absence, Favreau made sure there are Boba Fett references in the show. Even the rifle with a forked end on it, the bayonet on the end, was from the holiday special with Boba Fett in it. The original time you saw him. We have lots of deep cuts in the show, and I can't wait for people who love Star Wars to see it. I'm at a time frame that there's a 30-year stretch of story time that hasn't been explored at all, except in the extended universe, Favreau added. The Mandalorian features Pedro Pascal in the title role as a bounty hunter on the Outer Rim. Gina Carano co-stars in the series alongside Carl Weathers, Giancarlo Esposito, and Nick Nolte. The first episode will debut on Disney Plus on November 12th. The series poster also makes its way online earlier today. So, do we have the poster?
Yeah, I had it up, but I can throw it up there again.
Okay. Kind of cool, I guess.
I still have it up. Never mind. Yeah, and I was just looking through this. According to him in this interview that we went past, he says that the show takes place 20 years after the prequels. So, yeah. I don't know. I mean, I'm none of those people that I've never been a fan of Boba Fett to begin with. I really didn't care. So it's not really like I give a shit about this that much, other than Favreau's involved. That's about it.
See, I think I'm with you on that. I'm not. I was always like, I don't remember a lot about Boba Fett. He wasn't really important. You know,
he has 10 minutes of screen time in the whole trilogy.
Do you think he's so popular because of the whole figure thing and the holiday special deal?
I think
like everybody just like built him up in their minds after that, and
he's a blank slate. You could project anything you want onto him. And that's why he's popular.
I think the song Fett's Vet's more interesting than he is, though.
That's one of the few times that being a blank slate actually works.
We get more character out of Boba Fett and the Robot Chicken Star Wars than we do in the movies.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I made a video about this. I was telling you guys before the show, I made a video on the Mandalorian leaked images where they're showing the guy in the outfit with the spear on the dinosaur. And I'm like, well, it's from the holiday special, but I don't care. That's the problem, is like I don't know enough about anything that's going to go on in the series. Like, okay, so they're what? They're bounty hunters. Mm-hmm. What is the deal with the series other than it's Mandalorians? Like, that's it, right?
I'll give it a shot, but
I'm already getting crap for saying I might consider getting Disney Plus, so I've already been called a shill for that.
Well, you almost have to now in this business. How can anybody say anything like that to you? You got to. Like, there's too much shit not to. Yeah,
I didn't even say I was going to. I said it might be a good deal if it's only $3.
Hey, I'll just get another fucking business one like I got with fucking Netflix. I'll let anybody use it in the business, okay?
Right, see, and then I won't even have to pay for it. But I'm getting crap for saying I might consider getting it, because there's like every single thing that we're talking about today is all Disney Plus. They're kind of making it so you have to get it now, and just stay tuned to every single show that we're talking about is all Disney Plus. So.
You can't see the image I'm sharing? No.
No, whatever you're doing, it's not working. Yeah, you got to do it through Google or yeah.
All right. Well, darn it. Well,
yeah, it's weird. I don't think I'm familiar enough with anything about like that lore, that little piece of lore in Star Wars, and I'm so insulted and heartbroken, and I think I'm just so done with Star Wars that I don't even care. I'm losing stuff. I'm forgetting things. It's no longer important to me. I'm like kind of letting it go. It's kind of fading.
They screwed the pooch on it. They really did.
Yeah, like Orville Nation says, we can't critique if we don't see it. Yeah, either it's see it and be called a shill, or don't see it and be called, say, oh, how can you say anything about it since you don't watch it?
Exactly.
How often do we hear that shit? It's like, we give certain things a try. Like you did the She-Ra, you gave it like 1 or 2 episodes. Rob and I gave the TMNT 1 or 2, 1 episode. Actually, we didn't get to 2. That shit was nauseating. So I can imagine the She-Ra is just as bad.
Oh yeah, it's bad.
So yeah, it's like, come on, guys, give us a break here. We gotta be able to review it too. And I know you guys in the chat listening know the difference, but yeah. All right, we're gonna try to do Rob's thing again. There you go. Well, that's what I love about
there's your Boba Fett character development right there.
Well, have you guys never seen the Robot Chicken Boba Fett, but actually seen it? Because there's a little story. Somebody has went and cut all the Boba Fett snippets together, and it's like this whole little story from when Boba Fett got sucked into the Sarlacc pit, how he gets out, and all this other shit. Like somebody cut them all together. Funny as shit. I think it's on YouTube somewhere, I'm sure.
Oh, I know I've seen them like as I watched Robot Chicken.
Right, but somebody actually went and cut them all together, and there is like a little story. Same thing with the Palpatine one. There's a little story going on too if you cut them all together.
No, that's the one where Seth MacFarlane voices Palpatine, right?
Yep.
Oh,
Papa Palpatine, or how he says it. Yeah. What the hell do you mean that the Death Star just got blew up by a couple of teenagers? Do you know how much that thing cost?
Yeah. Will the Star Wars Holiday Special be on Disney Plus? No, they want that buried forever. Go to Daily Motion if you want to see it.
Oh, the Holiday Special? Yeah, it's not. I don't remember the song from Holiday Special.
What? You've been floating in space for how long? Oh my God, that must have smelled horrible.
Yeah, which song from the Holiday Special?
Oh God.
Because you have the Jefferson Starship one.
Yeah. The one Leia sings.
The Arthur one.
The Arthur one. Yep. Yeah. Diane Carroll one. Yep.
Yeah, that weird circus music that from the hologram thing. God, I remember more about the Holiday Special than I do actual Star Wars movies.
You know, people were getting there was a lot of fans, supporters of The Last Jedi that were getting pissed that I said that I ranked The Last Jedi somewhere above the Holiday Special, but below Ewok's Battle for Endor.
What's wrong with that? It's about where it sets.
It's about where. Yeah, that's about where.
Actually, Mecca's got a point. She might be changing my mind here. The Holiday Special might actually be more memorable than the Last Jedi.
Yeah, I don't remember what happened I saw Force Awakens twice in the theater. I don't remember any of it. I saw Last Jedi once. I remember porgs and crystal foxes. And something Lipton rocks.
that's J.J. Abrams though. That's it. You know, it's ultimately it's a sugar rush. I mean, it's it feels good at the moment. You know, it gives you a lift, but it doesn't stay with you, and it eventually just lets you down.
Right.
Yeah. Well, Christian Garcia says the same thing. It said, "I remember more of that than The Last Jedi." Yeah.
Now I remember the B. Arthur song. Just one more round, friend.
Just one more round.
So yeah, I do remember more of this than the stupid Last Jedi. But it's more watchable. I mean, it's watchable in a way that you can interact with it because you can sit there and you can add your own dialogue. You can Mystery Science Theater the crap out of it. And that's what's good about the Holiday Special.
Yeah, the Incredible Hulk and Wonder Woman won't be seen tonight, so we can bring you the Star Wars.
The Incredible Hulk and Wonder Woman. How to get rid of the frizzies at 10.
Actually, I have a copy of Mystery Science Theater. The guys from Mystery Science Theater doing the Holiday Special.
That guy's name is Rollins Smith. He was a newscaster in New York. Fighting the frizzy at 11. That guy was a newscaster for years.
Well, that just happened to be on the one that made the most rounds or whatever of the first tape, and Matt and Trey got a hold of, and they just remember that from all their viewings. So they threw that in that fucking Mr. Hanky Holiday Special.
Oh, that's one of the things I love about Matt and Trey is that they remember little things like that. They're so intelligent as compared to like all this new shit out there, right? Between Trey Parker, Matt Stone, and Seth MacFarlane, those people need to run everything in Hollywood.
I'm not arguing. I mean, I think that the Comedy Central should just let South Park end already. But even though it's like my favorite show of all time, I still say it's time to call it.
We need something new. We need a new set of characters from that. We need something We need something revolutionary.
Well, they need to go out there and they need to do a Book of Mormon movie, and they said they wouldn't do that until they're done with South Park.
Yeah.
And then they'll finally win their Oscar, so they got their EGOT.
Mm-hmm.
So hold on a second. For people who don't remember, just
waiting for South Park's response to the Game of Thrones.
That'll be this whole next
years
how disappointed everybody is in everything in pop
culture. Yeah. Oh god, it's gonna be great.
Obviously, we can't show the.
That's the original one. Yeah.
The guy.
That's Rollin Smith from Channel 2 News in New York.
That's such a 70s newscaster face. I love it.
Oh yeah.
That's the kind of guy that what's his face? Will Ferrell's making fun of an anchorman. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah. I mean, he was a newscaster in New York from the late 70s all the way up through probably the early 1990s. I mean, he was. Yeah, I remember. We used to watch him every night. At my house.
Well, Black Phoenix says South Park needs to end. Well, yeah, I think that's what Matt and Trey are kind of trying to do. That's what I think they were trying to do with that hashtag cancel South Park. Because they're so loyal to Comedy Central that I don't think they'll ever tell them no as long as they give them whatever they want to keep going. But it's reaching a point, I'm sure, where they're going to get to a point where they're like, there's just nothing you can give us anymore that'll make us keep doing this. And, I think they kind of got screwed the last couple seasons with their storylines because things didn't work out the way they wanted. And, yeah, it's just, I think the show's kind of gotten to a point where they can't predict the future anymore. So,
yeah, didn't they say they wanted to go back to the individual episodes, not do an overarching?
Well, they think that's what kind of brought it to head, I guess. But they've been doing the serialized thing since like the third, fourth season, basically since just before the movie, almost. So,
all right, we're kind of
let's move on to the Marvel shit now. We've took way too much time on the Star Wars stuff, and we've gone off the rails.
Star Wars always takes a lot because we don't know where we're going with it all.
I didn't even expect it to take 5 minutes, but yeah. So we've got a buttload of announcements out of D23.
I'm trying to keep up with my bad finger here.
Yeah, your bad finger.
No matter what you are. Okay. Yeah, Ms. Marvel.
Let's start off with Ms. Marvel. Why not?
Let's not, but say we did.
Now who's this one now, and why do we care?
It's basically Reed Richards' power set grafted onto a Pakistani girl who gets superpowers for no apparent reason other than she's bored.
So wannabe Johnny Stretch Arms race swap. Got it.
Pretty much.
That's a new Wokemon.
Hey, Mary.
Mary.
Rumors Kit Harington's gonna be Wolverine. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Okay. Yes, he would be okay as Wolverine, but yeah. Sorry, we went off at a tangent there. Sorry.
No, it's still within Wolverine's in the MCU now.
Well, yeah, that was kind of another story though. I think I linked like, oh, here we go. Kit Harington's in talks to play something. So.
Hey.
Okay, next. Well, probably Squirrel Girl's probably gonna be next. And for the people, all I'm gonna say about this Ms. Marvel is that just be honest. That's all. If it sucks, don't try to defend it by saying, but diversity. Just be honest with us. Just say, yeah, you know what? That kind of sucks. Hey, I'm honest with you about Spectre, okay? As big a Bond fan as I am, I don't defend that. Just be honest with me about this, okay? That's all.
Moving on.
Moon Knight, yeah. We're better off with this here now, Moon Knight, than having it had been a Netflix series. Because Moon Knight can appear in like some of the street level hero things, Moon Knight can appear in Shang-Chi. He can appear in if they do in a Spider-Man movie. He can appear in Spider-Man. I mean, Moon Knight is badass.
Are these are TV shows, right?
TV shows, yeah.
Yeah. So keep that in mind. These are all Disney Plus shows. Anything else to say about Moon Knight?
Other than he's badass?
Yeah. Mecca?
No. Who is this and why do we care?
He's
everyone now. Like we're going into deep lore.
He's kind of like Batman if Batman were much more violent.
Okay.
That's pretty much what I've heard too.
So a rich guy.
No, he's a special forces guy.
Okay, army guy in a suit.
Yeah, but
and
he gets power from the moon. The more when the moon is full, he becomes stronger. And She-Hulk,
which is something we already heard about. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well. Okay. Well. It's hard to say which way this is going. Because it could be good if they do the fourth wall breaking stuff like She-Hulk did back in the comic. Could be good.
Is this something people like just for irony, like they say they like I don't know, like Squirrel Girl or something? Or?
I mean, I've never been a big fan of She-Hulk, so I'm on the other end of this where it's like I don't really care for her. So,
well, if she wears the skimpy shirts,
that's all I ever hear people say about her. Though is either that she's they comment about her looks, or they comment on just because I'm one of those where I'm sick and I just tired of sick of being sick and tired of the Superwoman and the she this and the Batgirl this and the what it's like can't we just have one and leave it alone?
But She-Hulk's been around since the 70s. I mean,
I don't care. So is Robin.
Okay.
Much longer than that. At least he's not Batboy.
That's true. All right.
I'm just saying. So anyway, these are kind of exciting to a point, but there was one other thing we got to see that leaked out because I guess they've been just horrid about not allowing people to have their cameras and shit in D23, I guess. Yeah. And they've been striking people hardcore. Mm-hmm. This was one thing, and we're not going to show the video because we don't want to get struck. But this was the first concept art we had leak out of, well, not leak, but it was in the presentation. Here we go, Rob. This is your domain.
This is from the Eternals, from what I gather.
Yeah, and we got a $10 super chat from Tim Riggs real quick.
Ka-ching.
Thank you so much, Tim.
Thank you.
Yes, no matter what quality original content, it will get screwed over and messed up, especially since the streaming content, they'll plug most of the SJW in a showrunner and producer. Yeah, I mean...
Mm-hmm. Well, we'll see.
They're going for woke. We know they're going for woke, but I hope it's not a strategy, as Gary says, but at the same time, we got to think that at some point there is going to be a high-profile failure, which is going to cause somebody to say, hey, wait a minute, maybe we're on the wrong track with this kind of thing.
But anyway, so back to this concept art, because this really kind of didn't get you all excited at all. And you're one of the people who's been talking about the Eternals forever.
Yeah, I'm the one who first said there was going to be an Eternals series back 4 years ago. And I don't understand what this was supposed to be. This looks like the Terminator.
That was what I thought too. I'm like, is this the Terminator?
What the hell's going on here?
But it kind of looks like the Valerian sort of color schemes, all the pale blues.
I guess might be the celestial. Was it the Celestials? They cover the Earth. I mean, that was the big thing. The Celestials. It might be a picture of the. I think this is supposed to be a picture of the Celestials, which feature prominently because they created the Eternals. And that's the head Nowhere in Guardians of the Galaxy. That is the head of one of the Celestials. So it looks. It just. I don't know. It just looks
generic.
Not generic, but cheap. It looks.
There's the cast.
There's a cast.
Like TV, maybe.
Looks like
there's
the logo.
Yeah.
Looks like the freaking Planeteers. I mean, you kidding me? For now, I'm just gonna call everything the Planeteers. Yeah, the Celestial also created the Marvel Mutants. That's right. Yeah. So okay, all right. Don't get too nuts with that because
and then like the rest of the stuff was just it talks about like WandaVision and all that kind of crap, but it just shows scenes from stuff we've already seen. It doesn't show anything new.
All right, WandaVision. I was watching the stream with Matt Jarbo, and me was doing, So we have to credit where credit is due. He was covering it. He was watching somebody's stream. And he was covering it. WandaVision sounds like one of the most.
You were watching him watch a stream, and you're going to give him credit for it? Okay, whatever.
No, how would you credit? Who was he watching? How about that?
That makes more sense.
Stream from somebody else.
Watching some guy streaming from the floor of D23.
Okay.
Okay, so that's the story. Anyway, WandaVision is going to be, and I kid you not, a 60s style Dick Van Dyke inspired sitcom. I am not making this up.
Yeah, this is the one with Monica Rambeau, right?
Yes.
Oh no, they're gonna put a black girl in the 60s and they're gonna make her a stereotype.
No. It's not gonna be. They're not gonna be in the 60s, but they take
60s style. Okay.
WandaVision is in the past. I didn't gather that. They said they're influenced by Dick Van Dyke, which means what Paul Bettany's gonna come over, trip over the ottoman every week. Well,
the thing I heard was that it was going to be like their what if they could have lived their life out, blah blah blah. It's like it might be one of the possibilities, like one of the oh, you know how Doctor Strange had to live through and he had to like sit there and live through every single reality. Yeah. It might be one of those little alternate realities, is what it feels like.
Rob, Slytherin Peanut, I was just making a statement about how influential Celestials were in the original Marvel comics, not saying, yeah, okay, cool, that's not a problem. I knew that. Totally, dude. Mado trailer, Mado trailer? Mado? What's Mado?
Maybe he means Mandalorian.
Okay. Well, we'll probably have to watch that, and we'll get back to you. But the whole thing is, I'm like, what the hell are you guys on about? 60 sitcom? I Love Lucy? Really? I mean, what kind of audience do you think? I don't think there's anybody other than us that have watched the Dick Van Dyke Show. I don't think kids watch the Dick Van Dyke Show.
No, they have no idea what that is. Like I am way behind the generation who knows what Dick Van Dyke is. Like I'm 40 and I'm one of the young people who like Dick Van Dyke, and it was a huge influence on me. But I grew up on 60s TV, so yeah, no, they're not going to know what the crap this is. They're going to understand sitcoms.
They're going to look at this and say, why is this so? Oh, this is so cringe. This is so cringe.
Yeah. Oh my God, that's going to be cringe. That's what they're doing. They're trying to appeal to the I love it ironically cringe generation.
The ironic hipster artisan
people who are watching the 20-year-old guys with beards who wear Golden Girls t-shirts. This is who this is for.
So Matt's got over 1,000 people watching him watch a stream right now.
Hey, share the love, Matt. Yeah, Phil A. Demick. Yeah. Oh, Rob. No, you have to say that, Mecca.
Oh, Rob.
Like Laura Petrie. Oh,
that's Rob. Close I can get. That's close as I can get. Well, she has her little whimper in her voice, right? I can't do it.
21 years old. Yeah. Oh, EVS is streaming too right now. Yeah. Well, yeah. There's no good. Listen, there's no good time to stream anymore. Everybody's streaming on top of someone else.
I know. Crazy. Yeah, well, I'm gonna probably go live after this tonight, and no one is gonna watch me. So, because I got to talk about all this stuff too. There's just no way to cram all this into one video.
Disney Plus's Twitter account just dropped the Mandalorian trailer.
Well, I just dropped in.
Yeah, I'm watching it right now.
Okay, no. Okay, well, I got the thing running here. I would.
You talk for a minute, and then I'll talk over that while you're watching it.
Okay, but the other thing too. Okay, and the other thing too is they announced some of the cast of Falcon and Winter Soldier. Sharon Carter, is going to be back in this. And how's that going to work with Cap going back in time and banging Peggy Carter? I have no idea. And don't get me wrong, I love the actress playing Sharon Carter. I think she's gorgeous, and I think she was terrific. But at the same time, awkward. And Kurt Russell's son is going to be playing John Walker, Super Patriot / U.S. agent. So I'm wondering if they're going to be doing that storyline where they want Sam Wilson to take on some shady missions, and he's got a problem with it, and they strip him of his rank and give it to John Walker. So
I have nothing to add to this. Sorry.
That's fine. That's fine.
Like, I don't know. These are all characters.
This is going back to the 80s. John Walker is going back to the late 80s.
Well,
that's what
girl. No.
Well, Rob,
we'll save it for
Mecca.
Back into the.
Go watch that son of a bitch, and I'll
now when I
for a minute and a half.
Yards, it'll mute the audio.
Yes,
here.
That's correct. So I'll talk about how I feel about it here while you do that.
Okay, all right.
Because there's no real dialogue until the end. All I really got from it's just a bunch of visuals.
Okay, here I'm going in. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll be back in about a minute 40.
Yeah. You go ahead and watch it too, Mecca, if you want.
Well, no, I was watching it while he was talking about.
Okay. The visual style of it, I wish they had gone to Favreau to begin with. As far as the story, we really got nothing from this trailer. Really, not much at all. It looks like it's going to be a bit of a departure from what we're used to. Oh, Obi-Wan's on stage right now. Oh, interesting.
Oh, they're officially announced.
They're making it official.
Yeah. Well, we kind of knew.
Yeah, we kind of knew that. Yeah. So yeah.
If I still like Star Wars, I would probably be excited.
Yeah, it's kind of cool looking.
2 years too late. Oh, hey, a guy frozen in carbonite.
Yeah, it's kind of cool looking, but that doesn't mean it's going to be good. I don't know.
It's probably going to be the best thing we get from Star Wars right now, but I'm just not in the mood for it. It's like it's like the last it's like the last 30 ice cream sundaes I had were either made wrong. Somebody put Tabasco sauce in one, somebody took a crap in the other, somebody rolled the other one around in the cat litter box before they served it to me, right? And I looked at all these ice cream sundaes and they're like, okay, so this is The Force Awakens, this is The Last Jedi, this is the prequels, and now I'm like, I don't care anymore. I think The Last Jedi is my last straw. Maybe Solo might have been, but that nothing that wasn't Ron Howard's fault. So
no, like Last Jedi was like the last straw. Solo was just like the nail in the coffin. I think that's what I said in my last video on it. Yeah.
I know. I wish I still cared about Star Wars. I think they're just too little, too late. Like maybe if I saw this trailer a year ago.
That's exactly what I was just gonna say.
Yeah.
See what I mean, though? He probably should have been handling this shit from the start.
Yeah.
By the visual style of this.
Mm-hmm.
This is the kind of visual style I was expecting out of the sequels. Instead, it's going to be wasted on a who gives a shit TV show.
Mm-hmm. Well, everybody, you got your diehard Star Wars fans who are really, really like Fandom Menace people are really excited for this in general. There's more people who seem to like this that I see in my comments, that I see in chat and everything, and other YouTubers that I've talked to about this.
Obi-Wan's on stage. It's you. I take it Ewan McGregor.
Yeah, they're probably officially announcing it. But I mean, I don't know. This is one thing that bothers me because I brought up Favreau a long time ago about this. It's like, yeah, he's not everything he's done has been a great big hit, but he could have been, been the overseer of all this Star Wars stuff, and I think we'd be in a hell of a lot better place than we are right now.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's an actual fan. This guy loves Star, and you can tell from this trailer that this guy knows the kind of shit that people like to see when they think of Star Wars.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't doubt that J.J. Abrams is a fan, but he's just, like you said, he just gives you that temporary high.
Well, it's the mystery box bullshit. And yes, some of it was pushed back from Disney. They, I do see the outline here where he was trying to go with where he was going to give each one of the legacy characters, each one of the sequels of their own kind of, and then it was going to hand the torch off in the last film to the new generation, and Disney forced him to do it more so, make the new cast front and center. That was the rumor, and I read the other script, and it does kind of appear to be that way, because a lot more of it revolved around like Luke and the lightsaber and finding Luke and stuff like that. So it was just, I don't know. I wish I cared more. Like you guys just said, I wish it was like 2 years ago. I'd probably care more. Same thing with about the whole Obi-Wan thing. It's like it's time it's passed. These are the things they should have been doing in the first place.
Yeah. Yeah. This stuff, all stuff you should have been doing out of the gate, 2015. Said you had that buffoon come in.
This is like when you've already gone to the courthouse for the divorce papers, but your ex is like, "Oh no, see, now I'll start doing the things that you've been complaining about." It's like, yeah, too little, too late.
I promise I'll take out the trash.
Yeah, I'm bye. Just my heart's not in it anymore. That's the thing. My heart isn't in it anymore for Star Wars.
Yeah. All right, let's talk about what everybody wants to talk about. How about that? Let's talk about Spider-Man and Marvel and Disney and what the fuck's going on there.
Let me make a note here.
Yeah. Now, I do need to preface all this with the fact that this is probably rumor. Mm-hmm. We have no solid anything on this. Heard some rumblings. There's been a few write-ups about it, but they are presenting it as a done deal when it is not. Now, they would love, and that as in Disney, would love to have a deal done by tomorrow, because I guess they planned on having Tom Holland come out and they're announcing a bunch of Spider-Man stuff.
Yeah, don't worry, we're not going to be stuck with Brie Larson all this time. You still got me, guys. Hey.
And to make this a little bit more confusing and possible, there was a tweet from, I can't remember if it was on Tom Holland or Robert Downey's Twitter. One of them tweeted out, though, a picture of the duo, each holding each other's figures and saying, "We did it," or something to that effect, giving people the idea that they may have come up to some conclusion. Now, here's a rundown to this point. Just up front now, according to what some sources are saying, originally Marvel did not ask for 50%. They only asked for 30%, and Sony refused. So let's start with saying that, because this is something I've heard for the last few days before all the rest of this shit. And I was trying to say this to a few people the other day. Now, what they want the new deal to include is a 6-picture deal with Tom Holland with an option for a 7th. Mm-hmm. There would be 3 more Spider-Man films after Spider-Man 3, which would be a new trilogy. So it'd be 2 trilogies with Spider-Man. Mm-hmm. The second trilogy would focus on Peter Parker's college years, including plans for Peter Parker to meet and team up with Firestar and Iceman of the X-Men, based in part on the 80s cartoon Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends.
And you know it's going to be gay Iceman, too.
Either way.
Ooh, Spidey.
The other 3 films... the other 3 films would be Avengers 5 and 6, in which Spider-Man would have a larger role and become friends with Fantastic Four member Johnny Storm. Marvel Studios would helm and co-finance the Spider-Man related films for their 30% of the full profits. For the unforeseeable future, they previously wanted 50%, but Sony refused, according to early reports. So I just said that's not necessarily true. Sony would distribute, but Disney will acquire exclusive digital and online rights for Disney Plus and affiliated TV networks. That sounds like Disney. So there you go on that part. Yeah. Marvel Studios will helm and co-finance Spider-Verse live action spin-offs under the same terms. Venom will be rebooted into the MCU. Sony will be given permission for TV live action programs based on Spider-Verse properties. Now, this is important because Disney owns the TV rights right now. Most people aren't aware of that. Disney wants the deal to be finalized before Saturday. I just said that. And the rest is shit I've already said too. So what is the takeaway from all this info here, guys? Give me your overall opinion on this. But, well, before we do that, actually, here's a super chat, I guess I almost missed. $5 from Zach Cortino. Is it possible that if Disney can't use Spideyverse, could they Tom cast Holland? I think he's supposed to say cast Tom Holland in future films as an in-hiding Benjamin Stark or something. No, this is one thing I think people are confused about. If this deal does not go through and Sony goes its own way and Disney goes the other, Spider-Man's not going to get rebooted. Nothing is going to change as far as the cast and the characters that are in the Spider-Verse movies or the Spider-Man movies, other than they can't reference the MCU and MCU characters won't show up. So they'll have to write themselves out of this corner that they'll be putting themselves in by trying to continue without the MCU. And then the MCU, on the other hand, will have to try and write Spider-Man out of the MCU somehow. So it's going to be a shitty situation because a lot of people, I think, are under the impression that Spider-Man's going to get rebooted by Sony right away. That's not what's going to happen. Who wants to take this on first? Mecca, Rob, you guys flip a coin, decide.
Go ahead, Rob. The laugh says you got something to say.
Let me tell you, there was a tweet from Manabite. What's his name? Jeremy Conrad? What was
yeah, we've referenced and talked about him a few times. I've kind of talked to him on Twitter.
He retweeted somebody saying that this particular person, I can't remember who the original tweet was, had just talked to Kevin Feige, and there was a picture that they showed, and that picture was of the Spider-Man costume from the movies on display at D23. So they gotta get this done. They really do. They've got to get this done. Because if it isn't, it's a lose-lose for everybody. And I'm thinking that Kevin Feige not that he won't say it publicly. He's got to know. Oh shit! Carol, this Brie Larson chick, she can't possibly carry this whole thing. Really, everybody acts so excited for Kamala Khan. Everybody acts excited for diversity, yay diversity, and Eternals, new diversity, yeah, whatever. No, come on, you gotta have Spider-Man. He's the biggest character. He's not just the biggest character. He's the most profitable character that they've got. Look at all the Spider-Man stuff at Walmart and at Target and everywhere, anywhere you could buy toys. The freaking had the best-selling video game of the year last year, for God's sake. That was exclusive to PS4, which is awesome, by the way. You need to play it if you haven't. So you got to get this done. They're not, like I said, yeah. You talk all you want about we're so excited for Brie Larson to be the face of the MCU for the next decade. Bull fucking shit. Bull fucking shit. You got it? We're so excited. Bull fucking shit. I'm tired of you people fucking and once actually, you know what? Once they get this done, all right, Bree's like, I'm so ready to be part of the platform. Yeah, go sit down. That's nice. We got to let the adults, like I said, she'll be once this deal is done. Kevin Feige and everybody else we'll tell Bree. He says, "Not now, my honey. Men are talking." But like I said, get this done for God's sake. Oh yeah, and I know. Oh, they have the X-Men. They have Fantastic Four now. You're not gonna be able to reboot the X-Men until 2023, at best. $5 to Captain Hera. I've said it before. I'll say it again. The only good part of any recent movie Marvel news is Rob breaking the Tom Roth pressure pack. What do you mean? What do you mean people want to see more of the Spider-Man? I'm the genius behind the Spider-Man. Don't you know that?
Wasn't that right? You're the one who single-handedly fixed Venom, right?
Yes, I fixed the Venom. Don't you know? Can't you tell by the little? I said to Tom Hardy, you need to play this more like a schlemiel. Okay, you need to go full Woody Allen, full Mort Goldman on this one. Okay, that's more relatable than the big boily superhero. Don't you think? I know people don't like the superheroes. Just look at the Avengers Endgame. The Avengers Endgame that didn't do well at the box office. Now, did it?
Oh, it did horrible. Did absolutely horrible, sir.
Yes. I knew it would do horrible.
Venom made it look like garbage.
Oh, yes, I know. And that Venom was all me. Don't you know that? And I said,
Well, and they haven't won an Oscar like you did for Spider-Verse, so.
That's true. We won an Oscar for the Spider-Verse. I was very excited to have a black kid as the Spider-Man. And he's
half Hispanic.
Oh, he's only half a black. Oh, we've got to get on that right away. Then we need. Well, who else? Who else can? We need more diversity in our superheroes. Who can we have? Isn't there a Latina girl that we can have?
Don't worry about it. I got it all handled, Tom. I got it all figured out.
Amy Pascal, nice of you to join us on this stream.
Well, because I am Spider-Man's mother.
Oh, you are. You are. And you looked an awful lot like the Aunt May, didn't you?
Well, of course.
Aunt May wasn't in this movie? Wasn't she a little bit queer? Wasn't she just a little tiny bit? I thought
but that's not the point. She's going to be the leader of the Spider Girls in Glass Ceiling.
The glass ceiling. That's right. We're gonna bust the glass ceiling, aren't we?
Yeah.
You're awfully quiet there, sweetie. Why don't you say something?
Spider-Man is like I keep saying this. Spider-Man has always been like he's the heavy hitter from Marvel. He's the one that normies know about. With over at DC, you got Batman, you got Superman, you got Wonder Woman, and then over at Marvel, you got Spider-Man. And those are like the big superheroes that I remember hearing about in the 80s. So if you're trying to fill like the normie crowds, then
Amy. Now, Amy, honey, we have a wide variety of sandwiches you can throw at Kevin Feige. Now we have pastrami. We have
no. The new narrative is it was my idea. Don't you remember? It's my idea now from the new article that we leaked. It's my idea.
And everything is your idea. So we let her think. We let her think that. But she likes to think she's in charge of things. But
isn't that funny how the story changed all of a sudden? Did anybody else not notice that but us? That all of a sudden it went from Kevin Feige coming to Sony and her throwing a fucking sandwich at him and telling him to get the fuck out and getting chewed out by, Sony Japan and then finally taking the meeting, and now it's all of a sudden her fucking idea. She couldn't stand Kevin Feige. She hates him with a passion from what we heard, allegedly. Because he used to get her fucking coffee.
Mm-hmm.
And this is what I said, and people don't get this when I said that if this Spider-Man deal falls apart, they have literally just gotten rid of everybody and anybody who was involved with Sam Raimi's Spider-Man, because that would be Kevin Feige. He got coffee for people on Spider-Man, and I think he worked as a consultant on Spider-Man too, if I'm not mistaken. And they're literally giving the franchise back to the bitch who fucked it up in the first place, along with Kurtzman. And who was it? Not Lindelof, the other guy. Or was it Lindelof? No, who was it?
Avi Arad.
Avi Arad and whoever else it was that fucked it up before. Okay, and Avi Arad's still around because he was a big part of Venom.
Mm-hmm.
And then, you turn around, you're going to give it right back to Amy, who, if you're worried about it, Spider-Man being woke before, it's going to get much worse now. Trust me.
Bitch.
And then you got let's talk about Mr. Tom Rothman. Rob, why don't we remind the people who Tom Rothman was or is?
Tom Rothman is the guy who actively stopped Deadpool from being made and had his mouth sewn shut
and destroyed X-Men.
And went down and in the dead of night had the sets of X-Men Origins Wolverine repainted to look brighter.
And he's been known to get into the editing room too. And then did you notice in that original article that leaked, they kissed his ass so much. They're like, he single-handedly saved Venom in the editing room himself.
Yeah, right. I believe that. Maybe we can add just a little bit more of the of teeth in the Venom. I think that would look nice. Give him some more teeth, because good oral hygiene, that's important for people.
He's not looking venom-y enough.
Make sure the suit is more rubbery. It's not a suit. What is it then? An alien symbiote. What the hell?
Is this movie about like leather fetish porn?
Leather. I see. Circus tent. Okay, that's the look we're going for.
Yeah, Amy is technically fired from Sony and over at Universal, but she has got her craw so deep into Spider-Man, we'll never get rid of her.
Well, it's a
No.
production company, right? That's why.
Yeah.
It's essentially her retirement package.
You'll see the same thing with, I bet you $5 you'll see the same thing with Kathleen Kennedy when she finally decides to quote unquote retire. Her name is still going to be attached to like the next 5 years of fucking Star Wars shit.
Oh yeah, like I said, and she'll get a piece. She'll get like a couple percentage points off the back end, just as a retirement package. Yeah.
I don't think Disney would turn Spider-Man gay. That's the one thing I don't think either party would do, is because that's just it's they've already set up the Zendaya romance thing, so on either side that's gonna play out. So I wouldn't worry about that.
Oh my God.
But what's going to happen with the Sony side is they'll make it all about Spider-Gwen and the Spider-Women and Glass Ceiling and all that shit. That is literally the working title of the female-driven Spider-Man film.
It's been the title for what, 10 years?
Yeah, this is the same movie, I believe, that was supposed to be the Aunt May movie. And I believe what we saw in Spider-Verse is what she had in mind. She was going to make Aunt May like the fucking Alfred of the Spider-Man.
We just actually, Disney, they're developing a Darth Maul series.
I'm not against that. He needed some. He was the biggest tragedy of the Phantom Menace. Is we get him for a whole 12 minutes and we don't get to learn a goddamn thing about him.
Except Ray Park's a badass.
That's about it. And he could probably dance the shit out of a gay disco. Macho man. Don't you remember the RLM review of that?
Well, didn't they recast Ray Park or something?
In the isn't that him in Solo?
That is him in Solo, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, but in the animated series, I don't know who. His voice was always not his voice. Like they've always had somebody else do the voice. So
he's Toad in the first X-Men.
Yeah, and he was Toad in the first X-Men. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was literally the dumbest thing I ever heard in movie history, is when fucking Halle Berry goes, "Do you know what happens to a toad when he gets struck by lightning? The same thing that happens to everything else."
That was a line that Joss Whedon actually wrote.
You know what's funny is like, okay, that line does not work because it doesn't really reference anything, and it's just like literally like I love it because it's like the line in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood when like Bruce Lee's like, "I'm registered as a lethal weapon. If I kill somebody in combat, I will go to jail." And he's like, anybody kills anybody in hand-to-hand combat, they go to jail. It's called manslaughter. That's basically like what fucking, that's like what that line to me like came out. And the problem is it was probably from some edited scene that it's referencing, and that's why, you know what I mean? Like that's probably where it plays off of. Is it's supposed to play off of some scene that didn't make it to the final cut, which if that's the case, cut the goddamn line out. It doesn't make sense. Anyway, I had to rant about that for a second. Sorry.
All right, no problem. Okay, what do we want? Have we spent enough time on this? Well, I just got on Twitter. It says Jon Favreau is a big supporter of Chuck Wendig, so that's not good.
I was kind of hanging out because I was hoping for a last minute like deal. I haven't heard anything solid yet, though, so I guess
they'll probably not. Well, they've got a full 36 hours to announce something.
Yeah, they might just save it for D23
for tomorrow.
But I just think this is too messy to get taken care of tonight.
Yeah, they'll be negotiating all through the night.
And I mean, I'm not trying to. Okay, like everybody's like, kind of coming after us like we're Disney shills. It's not that we're Disney shills. It's just like it's a lose-lose situation if this deal doesn't go through, and everybody wins if it does. Because everything you hate going forward is not going to change. It's just going to get worse. I guarantee it. And it's just going to make everything worse and harder for everybody because they got to write Spider-Man out of the MCU. They got to write Spider-Man out of the MCU. It's just going to be a fucking mess on both sides. Mm-hmm. And I said it twice for a reason, because both sides have to do the same exact thing then. And they're going to shoehorn him into the Spider-Verse and into the Venom-verse that he didn't exist in the first place.
Mm-hmm. If the deal goes through, everybody wins. Sony wins. Marvel wins, the fans win. That's what it amounts to. That's what it amounts to.
I don't think they like us. I really don't think they like us anymore. They've forgotten. They're like the parents who are just fighting over.
Funny thing is,
and forget that it's not in anybody's best interest.
Well, and I got to say this because Doomcock released a video yesterday, and I really hate to say this, but his video doesn't really mean anything. And what I mean by that is it doesn't matter if Sony doesn't work something out with Marvel. It's not up to Sony if Ollie gets to use Spider-Man or not. It's still up to Marvel and Disney no matter what. Period. Mm-hmm. And this illusion that people are saying that Sony owns Spider-Man, they don't own shit. They have the right to use Spider-Man until that license is dead. Until then, they just have the rights. They don't own anything.
They have the rights, the movie rights. They don't have the rights to.
That's it. That's all they've got.
Yeah, Sony and Insomniac have the rights to use Spider-Man, a certain likeness of Spider-Man in video games, newspapers, whoever syndicates it in newspapers have the rights to reprint Spider-Man comics in newspapers. I mean, it's a lot of moving parts here.
Well, and for those who want to be like, oh, well, they're being greedy. They already own the merchandising rights. They already have the TV rights. Well, this deal, it sounds like they're willing to share those rights back again with Sony. But that aside, that deal came about a long time ago that has nothing to do with this. Sony was struggling. Okay, they were about to lose the Spider-Man license. Was it between Spider-Man 3 and Amazing Spider-Man, or was it between Spider-Man 2 and 3? I can't remember, Rob.
Spider-Man 3 and Amazing Spider-Man, because that's about
the time had lapsed that they had to have a movie in production. They didn't have a movie in production, and to extend their deal with Marvel, they sold back the merchandising rights and the television rights.
Mm-hmm.
So there was this $175 million paid to Sony for that, plus they got an extension in their movie deal. So you got to remember, this is already something that Marvel could have had way back then. They could have just been like, no, fuck you, we want the rights back now. Because they had every right to. And then after that, when it came to Amazing Spider-Man, they had fucked it up so bad with Amazing Spider-Man 2. The box office was so bad, the reception was so bad, they knew that if they went forward with this whole thing, that they were going to just destroy Spider-Man, and then Marvel could swoop in probably and take him back. Because I'm sure there's stipulations if he falls below a certain amount at the box office, if Marvel feels that they're demeaning the character in any way, certain things like that, they can probably come in and swoop in and take the character back.
Yeah, but like I said, if this deal works out, everybody wins.
It seems to be that way, and I've heard rumors that Marvel was already paying 50% of the production cost before this. I don't know if this is true or not, because that doesn't jive with things we've heard before, but I've heard this now. And I'm like, if that's the case, then yeah, I think Marvel does have a right to say we want some of the box office. They've proven that they can do it. They made Spider-Man $1 billion franchise again.
All right. Do we want to stay on this? I mean, because I don't think anything's going to break.
No, I don't think so. So let's move on. What was the next thing we had before we?
Something you missed: Muppets TV series.
Oh, they're doing that for Disney Plus.
3 minutes ago from Variety.
What TV series?
Here, I'm gonna look at
Muppets. The Muppets.
I linked it in our chat here.
Wow.
I enjoyed the Muppets when they took Manhattan.
Don't come there. I go to Variety. No, I did search. Hold on.
Did you see the Muppets when they took Manhattan?
I saw Muppets when they're taking Manhattan. They take Manhattan back from evil capitalists.
Yes, they made it very easy looking. Very
Muppets
easy.
Short form series coming to Disney Plus. What does short form mean?
That means
it's like short 10 episodes or something, or no?
Or is that what it means? Maybe more. So it could be.
Well, they've pretty much bludgeoned the Muppets on television. I'm always glad to see the Muppets.
Why are there so many shitty Muppet franchise things now?
Because you don't have the
Disney bought us.
Mm-hmm.
They don't know what to do with us.
No, they don't. They really don't. But like, I'm always happy to see the Muppets. It's a part of my childhood that I really.
No, I think Fragoff. The Disney does not own the Henson Company. They just own the Muppets. The Henson Company went off on their own. And they're the ones that are producing like the Dark Crystal for Netflix and stuff, if I'm not mistaken. And that was another reason so they could produce things like the Happy Time Murders and stuff like that.
Like Jim Henson's Creature Workshop or whatever it's called.
Yeah, that's still its own individual thing. They just sold the Muppets themselves to Disney, as far as I know.
Let me just read this really quick, okay? Like I said, we're not gonna get a Spider-Man message news tonight, but let me just read the Muppets here. This gets its own time index. Hold on. 26. Muppets. I'm trying to write with that bum finger of mine. Okay. Muppets short form series coming. Phrasing. To Disney Plus. Kermit, Miss Piggy and Company are coming to Disney Plus. Phrasing. Short form unscripted series starring Goofy puppets set to premiere on the forthcoming Disney streaming service in 2020. News was announced at the D23 Expo event. The announcement came with a brief teaser of Kermit and Joe the Legal Weasel arguing over how many details about the series they were allowed to divulge. You're not authorized to offer a peek or sneak or otherwise, said the stubborn weasel in a brief clip. I know how you frogs are. You're always looking to leap into the next big thing. Okay. Here it is. The press release. I'm so redacted to announce the Muppets' brand new unscripted short form redacted series. It's called Muppets Now, premiering only on Disney Plus in 2020. It's going to be redacted. And best of all, it will feature celebrity guest stars like redacted. We're so redacted to share more with you on Redacted. Thanks to the lovers, the dreamers, and Redacted. Amphibiously yours, Kermit the Frog. Restricted until I say so, Joe the Legal Weasel.
Yeah, that's that guy who's been doing their thing ever since the whole. Yeah, he's been doing. Yeah.
Ron Toy thing. Or the Ron Toy.
I'd love to tell you more, but Joe the Legal Weasel is right behind me. Go. Wrote Kermit on his Twitter page. The series feature plenty of much. Yeah, okay. Like I said, I'm always gonna be happy to see the Muppets. Okay,
as long as they don't fuck it up again.
Yeah. I'm always happy to see the Muppets. Pardon me, like I said, it was a big thing. Every week I used to watch the Muppet Show when I was a kid.
Yeah, me too. I remember it was like the tail end or either that or reruns. I would go to my grandma's house, and I think it was on Saturday nights or Friday nights or something, and that would be like I'd get dropped off and watch that.
There's actually, hold on, something the Dr. Jeremy Conrad's Manobites. He's got showing the costumes at D23. The Doctor Strange Scarlet Witch costume. He tweeted this out. Doctor Strange. Let's see what else is going here. Live. He's streaming it out live. The Ghost costume. The Valkyrie costume.
Supposedly Lady and the Tramp trailer just dropped. Woo.
Who cares?
Neil asks, out of curiosity, how's the Dark Crystal movie? I asked because I do want to check out the Netflix series, but it's a prequel. Mecca, you and I are pretty big fans, but I don't know if Rob's really seen it or not.
How is it? Well, the trailers look good.
So, okay, there's Falcon.
But yeah, you probably should watch it, I would imagine, before the prequel.
They had the Spider-Man costume on display at D23. I wonder if they took it down right now.
Yeah. Well, they're still attached to Far From Home, which is getting like a re-release, isn't it? An extended cut here in like a week or two. So, I mean, you know, all this thing did was prove that we were right, that there was no deal for the third film. When we said that, they argued with us. Yeah. And like Rob and I and Andre all said for months, this Venom thing's a hit. They're going to take Spider-Man out of the MCU. You fucking watch.
We warned you.
Because Sony...
We warned you.
I knew as soon as they won that Oscar, it was done. I knew it. I'm like, didn't I tell you that? I'm like, they're going to get delusions of grandeur now. They're going to pull them out of the MCU, think they can handle it themselves. They don't need fucking Disney to do this, blah, 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 blah. That's what they're going to do. And what happened?
You're giving them the impetus to yank Peter Parker out of the MCU and plop them in your own Spider-Man, their own Spider-Verse.
Well, I knew there had to be something also to them making Venom PG-13. It was either because of Marvel, which didn't pan out because obviously they didn't connect it to Spider-Man in any way. So I knew then at that point it was so they could bring Spider-Man in at a later time. they were not planning on extending this deal. I think Andre was sure they would, but I'm like, I'm not so sure. And I think you were the same boat as I was.
They were hedging. They were hedging. I think this is. It was. I think it was. They. If Venom fell flat, they would be able to. They would drag their. They were going to drag their tail between their legs and say, "Okay, what can we? What do you got for us?" But now that Venom was a hit, they won an Oscar for Spider-Curse. They could say, "Okay, hey, we don't need you." They could try to play hardball. I didn't think they counted on the public, reacting the way they did. Yeah, people saying that they were going to boycott the next PlayStation game. That game sold 8 million copies.
Well, there is two sides to this, and that's what sucks. It really does. I mean, we fought for how long to get Spider-Man in the Marvel universe, and I know some people aren't happy about it now, but it's not going to change. It's not like we're getting a brand new Spider-Man. They're not bringing Tobey Maguire back. They're not bringing Sam Raimi back. None of that shit's going to happen regardless.
This is just dropping. Kit Harington is set to join the Marvel Cinematic Universe for an upcoming film.
Okay, he was rumored to play Wolverine, we said earlier, so we'll see.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think I sent that in our Twitter DMs here.
Yeah.
Y'all, they just confirmed Taron as Wolverine. Taron? No, that's Kit Harington, isn't it? I don't know anything about. But Wolverine is trending, and Michigan Wolverines basketball is actually showing up. Juwan Howard, Chris Partridge.
Yeah. Well, we'll save it.
Anyway.
But yeah, we're thinking about hopefully having a watch party sometime probably this weekend. We're going to do some Monty Python. If anybody wants to join us.
Well, I'm going to have to do my 42K party sometime. But
I
think tomorrow night. I think tomorrow night, maybe. I don't know.
Have you crossed it again?
I don't fucking care anymore. I don't know. I got a screenshot of it, so fuck it. If YouTube's unsubscribing people, that's their fault, right? Like I can prove it.
You're future-proofing yourself. Just
Well, I took a screenshot when it rolled over, and then YouTube changed a bunch of shit again, and
YouTube is on crack.
It's bad today. It's bad lately.
And I don't know what to think anymore. I just hope it really gets fixed before next month, because otherwise, Anyway, let's call this a wrap and remind everybody that I don't know. Are you guys going to be joining us on Shenanigans here in a little bit, or?
I was gonna stream with all this news. Actually,
I thought they said.
No one asked me. So. Yeah, I thought you guys did it last night for tonight or something.
No, that's for when she's gone.
I don't know.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, whatever.
We got another super chat here.
Captain Hare has come through like a champ. $5 super chat. Enough about Spider-Man as mediocre friends. I want Statler and Waldorf movie review show. That would be awesome. I saw The Mandalorian.
Hated it.
Well, you guys are Statler and Waldorf.
Mandalorian all the way out of the theater. Oh!
Then there was that WandaVision crap. My vision went bad through the show. That or the show was just crap.
Only time I was glad I had glaucoma.
What?
I said glaucoma.
Oh.
You need some medical need.
Yeah, I'd rather watch Oklahoma than the She-Hulk.
She-Hulk? Is she going to rip her shirt off?
Not anymore.
Oh, is that political correctness for you?
What?
Well, I said it's political correctness.
Yeah. It is pretty ridiculous.
He's like shaking his head. Just when you think the show is terrible, something wonderful happens.
What's that?
It ends. Oh! That was great. That was
Bravo. Not too bad.
That was pretty good.
Please make it end.
Oh, that was terrible. Take him away. Boo.
All right. Well, run over to Mecca's channel. She's going to be running and down through the news. I'm going to be heading over to Shenanigans here in about an hour. So we'll see everybody wherever we see you. We plan on doing something. Join Mecca for her 42K celebration this weekend. We'll try and give you guys a heads up when we plan on doing Monty Python, probably Sunday, it sounds like. Yeah. Maybe a mega stream tomorrow early afternoon. So I'll let you guys know about that as soon as I find out as well. Other than that, why don't we just take it away, Rob?
You like what we do? Like, subscribe, click the bell icon. Head over to my channel, like, subscribe, click the bell icon over there. Make sure you're still subscribed, even if you are subscribed, because they have a bad habit of unsubscribing people. You really like what we do, head over to Patreon. Bloopers, outtakes, lost episodes, behind the edge, making videos, my 10-minute stand-up set, and more. If you don't like Patreon, we have Subscribe Star. If you don't like Subscribe Star, you can support the show directly. Support the show? Yeah, support the show. Try saying that 5 times fast. Support the show directly on PayPal. Remove the middleman. Just go right to PayPal. And if you don't have the means to support the show financially, please like, subscribe, share with your friends. Because we cannot do this. We cannot do this without.
That's all, folks.
Mecca, tell them about your channel.
I have a channel. I do YouTube sometimes. I have Patreon, Twitter, Twitch, whatever else. And I stream with Pete on Creepy Little Book at night, too. So come check us out there. We're talking about Jack the Ripper tomorrow, and I forget what we're talking about tonight. But...
Tubian, why do we always come here?
I guess we'll never know.
It's like some kind of torture
to sit and watch a
show.
That's not Star Trek Discovery, though.
Boom, 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 boom. Oh, God, if Statler and Waldorf had to watch that shit. I can't see anything, and it's not my glaucoma, I don't think.
When they said it was dark and gritty.
What? I can't hear you over the explosions.
They said it was dark and gritty, you old fool.
Yeah, this is pretty shitty.
Well, that's what. Oh! I've seen that. I've seen better acting out of a plank of wood than that, Michael Burnham.
Don't put down wood like that. You can use wood for good things like heat and warmth, unlike her.
Oh, that's right. Oh. Okay, everybody, check out our friends. Merry Mayhem. We got Shenanigans coming in a few minutes. Check out Egotastic Fun Time, SC Reviews, John Talks. Check out Jesse Milestone, Minus Entertainment. Check out World Class Bullshitters. Check out Ethan Van Skyver. Check out who else? The Burn Network. Professor Geek, the Fan Man. We gotta have Professor Geek, the Fan Man on again.
Yeah.
I expect
everybody knows when we have shows. If you're available and you want to be on and you've heard us say your name and you haven't yet, just let me know when you can, because that's the toughest part is scheduling people. Like I know we got Drunk 3PO, I think is going to be on next Wednesday. So yeah, just if you're somebody in the community that we've mentioned or talked to in passing and whatever, just get a hold of me on Twitter or Facebook and we'll work it out. So we have a schedule for that reason.
Matt Kadish, check out everybody. Check out Drunk 3PO, the Rookie Critic, the Lone Wolf Cub. Check out, go way deep dive for that one. And if I don't mention your name, please don't be offended. That Star Wars girl. A lot of people, check out a lot of people. We like everybody. Don't feel bad if we don't mention you because there's a lot of people, and sometimes it's tough to remember everybody. All right, everybody. Wrong fucking music.
Well, that's fine because you can stream hop over to me then.
Yes, head on over to Mecca's. We'll catch you next time.
Kasem bin Shakira.
Do I have the finger? I'm Krispy Kreme McDonald's.
I'm a bender. I bend girders. That's all I'm programmed to do.
God bless.
I like big Asian butts, and I cannot lie.